What is up, Mason gang? We have a brand new project here, and as you guys know, we've been doing some landscaping at Three Timbers, so I figured I'd try a new video form. We'll see what you think. So I'm just gonna see how these guys did on this project, kind of walk you through what's going on. So right out of the gate, we can see that we're starting with some grading. We're using the Ditch Witch. We're moving some of that loamy grass off of the ground so it doesn't settle. We're pushing it off over the ravine because we got permission from the homeowner to do so. You can just see Drew, he's going over and over again, just packing it, getting it nice and smooth, getting a rough grade in so it's easier to work with. Oh man, yeah, the boys filling up sticks in the trailer. We didn't have a mulcher with us, so we just decided, you know what, it can fit in a trailer, so let's just get some guys on there, jump on it. So you just have to do what you got to do if you want to save money sometimes. What we're now watching is Drew and Brad. They're building a retaining wall. So for all you guys that want to build a retaining wall in the Midwest, the way we do it is we actually dig out below finish grade. So that's what they're doing right now. They're digging a nice trench and then they're backfilling it with a 3/4 clear gravel. So this is an aggregate that essentially allows water to run through it, and it also acts as a supportive base so it doesn't settle. These rocks don't settle. The boys are actually laying a gray trap rock. It's kind of grayish, kind of bluish. It's really pretty. You would think that it'd be really easy to lay because it's not as round as the river rock. It's got straighter edges, but that just isn't the case. So like in Minnesota, it's in high demand. So you can actually see that green little sticker on that rock in the middle, 3 rocks in. That's because we marked it ahead of time and we said we want that rock. We actually didn't get to pick very good rocks because they were already picked by everyone else. So you should pick your rocks ahead of time and it will make laying a whole lot easier, because you can see they're trying rock after rock after rock. But that's really how you do a retaining wall. Like, you gotta keep working back and forth. It's a puzzle. You want them to lay in a way that when you step on them and walk across them, they don't move. That's really the goal, because you're not gluing it in. They're not locked in by a lip. It's all force. So like, these rocks weigh several hundred pounds and they're gonna stay in place if you put them in the right position, and they're gonna stay there forever, which is awesome. Now you can see Drew is actually digging out the front tier. Now this is a 2-tiered wall. It's not load bearing. Like, this is not holding the hill up or anything. This is pure aesthetics. The homeowner client just wanted to make it look a little cooler and different on the side of their house. So that's what we're doing. These are aesthetic walls only. There's not a lot of functionality behind these. Another thing that you have seen, you see that they're laying a fabric behind it. That makes it so dirt can't flow on through the rocks, and that's just important because you don't want dirty retaining wall, that's for sure. And it also holds that aggregate behind it, because we do put aggregate behind all of our walls, and it's a drainage aggregate so water can just filter on through. So there isn't any heaving, water doesn't get stuck behind there, and that's really important in all of your retaining walls. What you're seeing now is Arnie has joined the team and he's digging everything up. Brad's going around the house, he's digging everything up because we are adding landscape beds. This is a new development. A lot of these new developments, they don't have landscape beds all the way around the house. So when you mow, you weed whack, you're constantly damaging your siding. You're constantly really, you're allowing grass to go right up to the house. So all of a sudden you can have insects that jump on the house, voles, moles, because, well, these creatures like long grass. They have a way to go all the way to the house. So we're adding a landscape bed all the way around. You can see Brad, he's doing Chilton edging right now. Chilton is probably, well, really natural stone edging in general is your most expensive option for a landscape edge, just because it takes a long time to lay, because it's not perfect. It's all natural, like all the edges are a little different, but it lasts forever. So that's like a big thing. You know, when you have plastic edging, it'll last like 5 to 10 years. If you do like the bullet concrete edging, you know, you'll get some time out of it, like maybe 10 to 15, but then the stone edging, man, that stuff lasts forever. So you can see that they're working away and they're coming together in the middle there and getting things done, which is sweet. The reason why I wanted to show you this clip of this kidney bean, now we created a kidney bean island to plant a few things on. That's what the homeowner wanted. Now, when you're creating a mound like this, you can see we've created a mound of dirt. You have two options. You can either lay it and not pack it, and if you do that, you'll pretty much plant plants that are more of a ground cover because you'll just let it spread out through the mound. Now, if you want it to be clean and you don't want the plants to spread and get all wild, you're gonna pack it over and over again. So like in this scenario, we laid the dirt and we ran Ditch Witch with tracks over and over again, so it's packed real tight. So whatever we plant in there doesn't really spread out, it stays contained. So those are things you have to think about when you're doing a mound. Do you want it to spread? Do you want plants to spread, or do you want it to all be contained? Okay. We make sure we lay fabric underneath all of our rock jobs in Minnesota. We're on the fence on if we're going to continue to do it under mulch, because mulch just decomposes. So, but rock, we do a spun-bound fabric, or we do something even more heavy-duty. Pretty much when you think about fabric, just think about how much light gets through it. No light gets through it, that's a good fabric. That's what you want. No light, no weeds. Planting. In this scenario, we didn't do the design. I mean, we presented the design and the homeowner said, we want to kind of do our own thing. And that's really cool. I wouldn't have done some things the way that they did, only because, you know, there are growth issues. When homeowners pick their own designs, it looks really good out of the gate. As you can see, it's kind of different, it's kind of fun, but they don't take into account, and this is the warning we always give them, they don't take into account full maturity of those plants. So even when we warn them saying, hey, you know, these things get 8 feet by 8 feet, you shouldn't plant this year. They say, well, it looks so good now and I don't really care, I just want it anyways. That's fine, but someday you're gonna look at your design, you're gonna look at your plants, and you'll be like, oh, we're gonna have to rip these out because in their mature state, they're ruining our landscaping. Now, the last part of this job is actually laying sod. So we took out all these woods in the back of this house and they just wanted to extend their yard into the woods. So we added about 3,500 square feet of sod here. And you can see early in the video, we graded it with the Ditch Witch, and now we're just adding some like 50-50. This is like a loamy soil. It's like manure, sand, like it's all of this good stuff. So we lay that and then we run a sod roller over the top just to kind of level it out even more and more. And then the sod goes in. So these guys are laying sod. You saw a second ago, they actually created a nice edge. So there's a smooth transition between the old sod and the new sod. And we'll make sure that we seed all these edges, because seeding the edges is hugely important. But yeah, you can just see a whole crew there. Brad, Brian, our Newful, not Charlie, Matthew, Nick. Yeah, all the guys. There are quite a few guys there on this sod job. So they're just laying everything out. They're making sure the joints are staggered so water can't just run all the way down one of the seams. And really, they have this project just about wrapped up. New beds, new sod. Gosh, this thing's looking nice. I mean, yeah, definitely looking nice. And I know some of these guys, this is the first time they did sod, so it's kind of exciting to see their work. I guess this is the final montage, so you can kind of see it. This is the end product. We were here for about a week and a half, just because stone takes time, and I don't know, I'm proud of the team. So thanks for watching, and let me know what you think of this video. It means a lot. Adios.